Chapter 12. Genies born to deceive the naive. The next month? Why? Atsura gasped, a bit louder than he anticipated. I think you forgot to tell them, Rena, Asuri said. Oh, it seems I have. She looked to the ceiling, delicately placing a finger on her chin. What did you forget to tell us? Yin asked, her tone wavering nervously. Well, as you know, Grandma is in the hospital here at Masutafu. She was supposed to be discharged today, but they found her illness is getting worse. They wanted to monitor her and she might probably need surgery. They said she'll keep her for another month. So you guys are gonna stay here? Acha refused. Can you get a hotel? What about your jobs? Why would we pay for a hotel when we can live with our son? Asuru asked, his brows drawn. We'll pay the groceries and the bills in the meantime, of course. Yin's eyes lit up. Really? You will? Not the point! Atura threw his hands in front of her face to silence her. You can't just leave the firm, Dad. And Mom, what about all your clients? Your father has already made arrangements to recoil to his Masutafu office to continue work. It is his firm, after all. As for me, I'll be working as a substitute child physiologist in the hospital your grandmother is at. My clients back at home can schedule video chat therapy sessions with me as needed. That way, I'm not out of work while I'm here. Atura's eyebrows twitched. No way. We sure should get going. Asuru placed a hand on the lower back of Reina's back, looking at his watch. We need to receive our bags from Grandma's room before visiting hours end. Right, of course. Well, we'll be back in an hour, if that's all right, isn't it, Midoriya? Yen? The both of them hitched, sweat rolling down their temples. Of course. Yen forced a smile. I'll have Atura set up the guest bedroom for you two to stay in before you get back. Perfect. Thank you. Reina kissed Yen's cheek. Then she and her husband left. 3 of them stood there in silence for a moment before Atura punched the door, shaking the walls. Damn it! They got us! Wait, do you think they know we lied? Izuku gasped, letting Yin go of his arm and storming off to the living room. They definitely have an idea. I told you, my parents are fucking smart, Teach. When I mean smart, I mean smart, as in, my father graduated valedictorian in high school, college, and law school. He even opened up his own practice. My mother is a pro at psychology. She can read people like a book. But how would they figure us out? Izuku asked, following Atura into the living room as he joined Yin on the couch. I don't think they know, Yin muttered, her hands running across her face. But they're definitely suspicious. They probably were since they made the contract. All the way back then? That was 4 months ago, before Atura even started at UA. My guess is, when they brought up the clauses that I had to be married, Atura must have panicked and quickly lied, showing them the picture saying I've already had a husband. Reina likely saw right through it, read his body language and everything. I mean, she even said it. It was weird that she had no idea I was married until Atura told her. That they played a long game, allowing Atura to move in despite their suspicions, and schedule a drop-in visit saying it would be for one night, knowing we'd prepare some kind of lie for the occasion. Just as we think they've won, they drop this bomb. They're trying to catch us in our lie, knowing damn well it won't hold up for a whole damn month. Izuku's mouth dropped. You seriously think they thought that far ahead? They seemed like such nice people. I don't think they'd drop a ploy like that. You don't know my parents, Cheech. Atsura threw his head back, frustrated. In fact, they were way too nice tonight. Usually they would give a lot of more lectures or continuously find a way to disapprove of me being a hero. But they made it seem like they were actually proud of my progress. They misled us. Atsura, parents are known for the deception. Mostly yours, Yin explained, leaning her elbows on her knees. That's literally their quirks. Reina is called Eclipse Aura. She can temporarily dim light and sound around her, creating an eerie, distorted atmosphere. It's pretty much perfect for the distraction and confusion. Makes you afraid of her, making you want to tell her whatever she wants to know out of fear. It's subtle. It only affects the person she's looking at. But if you have a guilty conscience, it can be pretty effective. Izuku sat in the cushioned chair beside the couch, his mind beginning to spin. No way. What about Uzuru? Truth distortion. He twists words so they can sound believe, but convey entirely different meanings. Simple. He can make lies seem like truth, and vice versa. Isn't he a lawyer, though? Wouldn't it be against the law to have such a powerful quirk like that? Not for his line of work. Lawyers already do that sort of thing to protect their clients. Even if their clients are guilty, they still lie on their own behalf to prove their innocence to the judge, don't they? Uzuru's quirk just makes him the best of the best, known to be unnaturally persuasive. He's actually worth an insane amount to be hired. One time when we were little, Atsura began, Yin snuck me out of school because I was getting bullied. We skipped class and didn't return home until dinner time. The school obviously called my parents and told them, but we had no idea. When we got home, my mom asked how school was. I lied and said it was great, and my father said the school called saying that I had a straight A report card. In elementary school, Atsura was a total idiot, so it was obviously not true. Yin continued. Hey! He winced. But because it was his dad telling us that, we actually believed that it was the truth. Then his mom asked me how my day was. Back then, when she used her quirk, she seemed way more intimidating. It was possible to lie to her, so I broke and admitted we skipped. We got in huge trouble. We learned that it's pretty much impossible to lie to my parents. Atsura sighed. Well, I should have learned my lesson, but now I've put myself into a corner that I can't get out of. Izuku watched their spirits fade. We can't just give up that easily, can we? Yin, use your detective deductive skills. What's the possibility that Mr. and Mrs. Asuru actually know the truth? She looked up for an intense, clearly irritated glare. If you're being realistic, it's roughly 35%. It's more likely that they already are suspicious, and they want to catch us in our lie. So we still have a chance. Izuku jumped to his feet, determined. Suzume, if you give up now, how will you become a hero? I know you're right. Atsura slammed his fist into his palm. I can't give up now. I'm already loving the enthusiasm here, Yin said sarcastically. But you're going to have to do it too. Atsura whined. Why? If we keep this lie up for a whole month, that means Midoriya is going to have to move in with us. Move in? Izuku repeated. Do you not think that far? She snarled. No problem, Teach. We're moving in, Atsura announced. What? They both gasped. No, he isn't. You can't just make a decision like that for him, Yin shouted. Why not? He just said I can't give up. Besides, there's no other choice. Now hurry. The two of you need to go to Mr. Deku's place and pick up his stuff as quickly as possible before my parents return home. Can we slow down for a second? Izuku asked, his face turning red. Is it really okay for me to just move in? I know I said that we can't just give up, but the two of you are married. You have to live together. There's no other way. I know it's not ideal, but this is my future on the line. Atro looked to Yin and his eyes shimmering, leaning forward. Please, sis, I'm not ready to give up. A sweat drop ran down her face as she leaned back. Damn it. She clicked her tongue, turning away. Fine. You owe me big time for this, okay? I owe you my life. Atro wrapped his arms around her neck, hugging her tightly. But what they couldn't see was a small smirk that came across her lips.